All right, you're welcome back. It's still TVC Breakfast here. It's time now to take a look at the front pages of the national dailies.
Yes.
To let Nigerians know what's happening.
What stories are making headlines today?
Absolutely. Yeah. And all the front pages are awash with Ekiti. That's going to be the focus anyway.
What do you expect?
Let's now bring in the CEO of CKN News, Kehinde-Nwandu, to help us make sense of all of these stories. Thank you very much indeed for coming.
Thank you very
Morning,
much.
Chris.
Good
Nice
morning.
to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Right. We'll begin with the Punch newspaper. Ekiti governorship election. PDP protests in Abuja, other cities over alleged attack on Fayoshe as INEC begins distribution of electoral materials.
Well, what we're witnessing is a play out of what happened during the last election in Ekiti too. It's like a reverse order. We remember what happened when the same Fayemi was tear gassed and the rest of them prior to the election and arrested and all happened. So it's like what the gladiators just did was just go and bring back, just take the script and just change some words and so
and play it back again.
And play it back. So what will happen is a playback. But as I've always said, that's not the right way to go. This election will determine what will happen in 2019. I've never seen, in the past 1 year or 2 years, I've never seen an election so heated as much as we're having in Ekiti. The nearest thing to it was what happened in Rivers State during the last gubernatorial election and the rest of them. And we just wish that the gladiators will be able to play by the rules. And also the security forces wouldn't be partisan because there's been some level of partisanship in some of the things we've been seeing. And it doesn't all go well. Propaganda is an art of war, which both parties are deploying effectively. But tomorrow will determine who the eventual winner will be.
Exactly. All right, Ekiti 75 senators lay state police bail before the Senate.
Yeah, well. I think it's part of restructuring, the restructuring.
Exactly, that everyone was talking about in the first place. And some people were scared.
They were very scared.
In fact, in this country, we have restructured several times.
Exactly.
In 1979, when we were moving to a civilian, it was a major restructuring. Because we had the parliamentary system, and then the military took over, and then when we were coming back into it was a new presidential system altogether. It was restructuring.
Yes, it is.
And the president, said during the May 29 speech, all right, that the unity of the country is not negotiable. Yes. But is it really that, the terms of the unity are not negotiable?
Well, our leaders have always told us that it's not negotiable, but if you talk to the average man on the street, he will tell you that it's negotiable.
Absolutely.
Well, the point there is, let's not go there. As far as Nigerians are concerned, we have come to stay. Nigeria is going to be Nigeria forever. But the issue is how we relate with each other, and all those structures is what people are
the
talking
bill
about.
is a welcome development. It's already in the House of Reps. So the Senate is just towing and it has just passed the first reading. Some of us have advocated this for long. There's need for this because the Nigerian police, as presently constituted, is overwhelmed. And across the globe, the best form of policing is community policing. Okay,
it's bottom up.
Bottom up. So I think it's a good one.
Let's what do you have?
Let's go to the Nation newspaper now. APC PDP locked in verbal attacks over Ekiti election. PDP members protest in Abuja. APC, you've been rejected. That is what they're saying there. Well, we expect materials to arrive, and then tomorrow is the D-Day, where the voting will take place. Now, ranching, Oyo yet to take stand, and sex for bill scandal rocks Lagos police station. Well, and the federal government to name owners of illegally acquired assets. Naming. I wonder what difference does naming and naming
I don't know. Just some few weeks back, some names were dropped and published by the federal government, and that raised a lot of dust. Some went to court to clear their names, and that was last we've heard about that. I think the best place to leave this is the court of competent jurisdiction. That is the right place there to determine. if you have anything against
Nigerians
anybody.
feel when the federal government is coming with this kind of posture or disposition, does it look like they are helpless? Is the federal government helpless on what to do and how to handle corruption cases? You have the name of these people with assets that you feel that are proceeds of corruption. EFCC is there, ICPC is there, the courts are there, as the case may be.
Yes, probably, you know, when there's this saying which they always use, corruption is always fighting back. But the problem is, part problem is the EFCC, they don't have the wherewithal to prosecute most of these things. It costs a lot. Most of these guys are very, very rich and can hire the best of lawyers to defend them. These cases can drag for years. Then secondly, I still believe that we need some special courts, as been advocated, especially for corruption-related cases, so that within weeks and the rest of them.
Some lawyers say whether you arrange special courts, are they angels that will come to prosecute the issue?
No, they are not angels, but the fact is that the conventional courts as it stands are bottled up with so many cases, crime, all sorts,
civil and criminal cases.
political and the rest of them.
But they say if you give them the enablement, because the point there is a lot of the courts, many judges, so many prosecutors, the kind of condition they work.
That is where I was going. Exactly. No, seriously.
Some of them still write in long hands.
Yes, no, sorry, seriously. I remember about 3-4 months ago, when I was in the US, a Nigerian who is a prosecutor in the United States of US, heard I was in the US and said, Seeking, I want you to come, I want to take you to a court. And went to a court in New York. If you see the way cases are disposed, I'll tell you that within about 2 hours that we were there, they've disposed of about 5 cases. Instantly. Swift. Justice. The judge is there, the prosecutors, the defense are there, and the rest of them. And within 20-30 minutes, the guy listening to traffic cases. There have been instances where you see some traffic cases drag as just mere traffic cases drag for about 3 years. Okay? I've been to prison. I just said that some people that are remanded in prison for just pickpocketing traffic offenses for years. This was disposed within 10-15 minutes. And everything you see that Lagos State is trying in that, right? Because most of Lagos courts now are computerized. You understand? So it makes the job much easier. But if you go to the state and see what is happening, you will share. I don't want to be a judge in this country.
Yes, then we 31 lawyers elevated to SAN.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't know how they did. Out of those 31 lawyers, there's only one female.
Yes.
I don't know why. What is happening?
Well, when it comes to our very learned, not calling that learned ones,
people, yes.
The way they do theirs is quite okay. Well, that's for the Nation News.
Alrighty, Daily Sun newspaper. PDP marches against police. We talked about that before. Carter Ranch. IPUB warns Mietiala as they tell herdsmen to forget about Southeast. You remember the governors met a few days ago to say, look, there is no space here.
Yeah, they said they don't have enough space. Yes. And, but I don't know whether that is political or... It's their fears.
It is
it's just the fears.
The issue of trust.
It's the trust.
There's no trust there.
It's the trust. It's not that I'm from the East. I know we have enough land. There are so many lands that we don't use. But I know it's the political... People are scared because of what is happening in other states. So for you to be able to... You must win the trust of the people. Once you be able to win this trust... In the days of... In our younger days, we see these Fulani guys. We
even hope they come. Because they bring Fura.
Fura the Nunu. We follow them. You know that some of us are kids. Yes.
Fura and Nunu are different things. But when they say Fura the Nunu, it means Fura and...
A combination.
Exactly.
And they give us...
Beautiful.
We follow the cows. We follow the cows from a distance and the rest of them, and you know it was.
I think like he likes a lot of Nunu. He likes Nunu, a lot of Nunu.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
All right. Saraki, we're told Adamu says Saraki is behind RAPC. Yes, well, the Senate President hasn't said anything about the RAPC. But Adamu is saying he is the one behind it.
Yes, well, I don't know what to say, but if to some extent he may be part of it because if you know some of the gladiators within his are people that are very close to him. And is the dancing steps of your principle that you follow. If it doesn't blues and you want to dance reggae, definitely.
And his constituents have said, look, we are waiting on his direction.
Yes, he said that the chairman of the 3 senatorial districts in Kwara State have said that show us the way to go. And he has not.
Well, it's all politics. It's all politics, and it's interesting. Is that through from there?
Yes.
Okay, let's move to the Vanguard newspaper now. Insecurity. Nigeria at war. Reps tell Buhari, and it has multiple riders there. Say security chiefs, IGP have failed Nigerians. Pass 80 resolutions on security issues in 3 years. Set up committee to take data of security personnel in the country. And then use helicopter to fish out bandits. Senate tells federal government, calls for synergy among DSS, police, armed forces, and begins move to establish state community police. Now, some people have issues with the kind of police personnel deployed for the Ekiti election. There are going to be helicopters, 30,000 police officers, and when we hear of bandits in Zamfara State, for instance, or we hear of herdsmen in Benue or in
killings,
Plateau,
the killings on Tuesday,
exactly. Where are the helicopters? There is no immediate deployment of security to say. In fact, Benue State governor was crying out the other time, saying, in fact, at the peak of the killings in Benue, and there was no response.
It's very scary. Just to give you an instance of into what is happening. The front cover of today's Daily Trust made a very, very 3,000 people have been killed in Zamfara State in the past 2 years.
That's terrible.
It's a survey, an investigation they just concluded, which was published today. 3,000 people in Zamfara alone. That tells you the magnitude. That is staggering. That tells the magnitude of what we are talking about. It has gone beyond herdsmen and the rest of them. We are at war, just as somebody said here. That is the problem. And a situation where you are deploying 30,000 policemen to Ekiti State with helicopters. I don't know whether they are sending ships and the rest of them. That apart from the armor tanks and the rest of them. And I asked, how many policemen do we have in the country? If you deploy 30,000 to Ekiti, how many?
We have about
so it's a big problem.
Yes, so that's about 10%.
That just depends on what we have.
Roughly 10% of total to one state for election.
Then we are coming to 2019. How many are going to deploy to all the states?
And they have been saying, look, if you deployed 30,000 to this region where these killings have been taking place, we're very sure that it would have been very well nipped in the bud.
Exactly.
Yes, we could have gotten that because we know the states where these things are. If they can deploy that kind of business, at times that is why people feel that some people are just happy with what is happening.
It's okay. Before you go to that, they'll have the picture of the president inaugurating the first phase of the Abuja light rail transit project yesterday, and from the pictures Nigerians saw.
You know there is politics in that already. PDP has issued this.
Don't take the glory for it.
But the point there is, government is a continuum. It is the government. Because at that point,
the initiators have to be given credit.
Yes, I
Those who
agree.
completed it also have to be given credit. But I think that's the way government works.
That's not what Nigerians want to know. The issue there is that government started it and they finished it.
No, but Mike, it is always good to give credit.
Yes.
Credit to government.
Government.
That is governance, not politics.
Not politics.
All right, let's look at this day newspaper. Well, I like what I see on the front page of this day. Police say tear gassing of crowd a mistake. Assures it won't happen again.
That's a good one. So that is a good one. Reform police. In everything is reform now.
Yes.
But they're still in the process of being reformed.
Reform police, but it's a good one.
The first time, I don't know, in
a long while, for
that
police
they-
to admit that we made a mistake.
That's why I said
Absolutely,
in
take
reform,
responsibility.
we're
It
not
takes
having a
nothing really
reform
to take responsibility.
Even makes the people,
it.
make them endear to the people.
Yes,
the
it
more.
is. That is how we are talking of trust. That is how you win the trust of people. The police all over
Sometime
the world-
last week, police were very clearly protesting in Maiduguri
Yes, from pay salaries.
over unpaid
Allegedly.
allowances.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
the videos emerged.
The
videos emerged.
But the statement from the police said, from the police headquarters said that wasn't the case.
No, everyone saw the
I would have
video.
expected them to have said.
Yeah,
I couldn't have expected them
absolutely.
to say anything otherwise.
Fine. But that's official from
That's
them.
official
So
from
what do
them.
you say?
Admitting here that, look, it was a mistake.
When they are wrong, they should admit it. We are all human.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take away anything from you.
It adds
if you are
more.
wrong, it adds more to your person. It adds more to your relationship with the people and the rest of it. And these are the same people you want to depend on to give information.
Yes.
In terms of when you say, when there's crime, please give us information. You have to win their trust for them to be able to deal with you.
Absolutely.
And that's the fact.
All right, that's it's now on the front page of the This Day newspaper.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kehinde-Nwandu, for coming on the
Thank you very
program.
much. Thank you.